Okay, hello everyone. I'm going to be teaching you today about drawing strip diagrams while multiplying and dividing. So here is the first question that we are going to do. John is helping pack goodie bags for his party. Each goodie bag gets 5 stickers. John has already packed 6 goodie bags. How many stickers were packed all together? So first we need to draw a bar that represents all of the goodie bags that he has already packed. So that is going to be this. And then so just before we start, I want to remind everyone of the definition of multiplication. So m times n is the number of units, objects, or things in m equal groups if there are n units in each group. So there are 6 groups, each with 5 units, things, or objects. So we need to break this bar down into 6 groups to represent the 6 goodie bags that have already been packed. So we're going to do that like so, and we're going to try to make them as equal as possible. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A misconception that some students may have is not understanding that one of these groups is representative of one goodie bag or one whole. So to help with this, I am going to highlight each box to represent one goodie bag. I won't have the students do this unless they are really struggling. However, I am going to have them follow along with this example and draw the whole bar graph, break it up into different groups, but I would have them use a ruler so that their boxes aren't all different sizes, and just to help them see it better, because as you can see my one box is a little smaller. I think it would confuse them, so to help them I would just have them use a ruler here, but I would have them follow along. Okay, so next we have our 6 goodie bags, or 6 boxes. We need to put 5 stickers, 5 units, objects in the goodie bags. So we are going to put a 5 here to represent the 5 stickers. And at this point, I would leave it up to the students. It depends on how far into the unit or how good they are at multiplication. That they could either do 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. Again, another misconception is they might get confused and think they have to do 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. They might not really understand it's 5 times 6. So I would again remind them of the definition of multiplication. And also, students struggling with that, I would have them put a little plus here. I just think that would help struggling students understand this a little better. However, if students weren't struggling as much, I would have them do the 5 times 6, and they would then get 30. If they knew their basic times tables, a lot of students know 5 times 5 is 25. That's just an easy multiplication rule. They could add 5 more, and then they're at 30. So I think this is the best way to teach them multiplication while using this graph. Now we're going to go on to division. And so here, let me raise it so you guys can see it. It says, Bob has 32 sheets of paper. He wants to put an equal number of sheets into 4 folders. How many sheets will Bob put into each folder? Okay, and so here we do this a little differently. So we know we have to make one big bar that is representative of the whole, which in this case, the number of units, objects, or things is 32. So this whole thing represents 32. And then how many groups? So 4 groups. And this is division, so definition is not the same. I would remind them that a misconception that they may have is, since we just did multiplication, they may think since there are 4 groups, they can put 32 in each box. I would remind them that is not correct, because this whole thing represents it, and we need to find out what 32 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4 is, because each is one group. Again, we can highlight this just to make it easier for them to see that this is one folder, one folder, one folder, and then one folder. That might help. And then this is just keep reminding them 32 is how many you have as a whole, all the units. So then if they didn't know how to do this, we could bring in multiplication. 4 times what? Maybe x equals 32. Even then, if they didn't know how to do this, we could bring in basic multiplication to help. 4 times 10, 40. Keep going down. 4 times 9. Most children know how to do 4 times 9 on their hand, so that would be 36. That's not it. Go down one more time. 4 times 8. And they could break this up if that was easier maybe. So 2 and 2. So 2 times 8, 2 times 8. I know this is really complicated, but I think a lot of students think like this, and breaking it down would help them understand it more. And then there they get their answer. So like we said, a misconception would be they might think to put 32 in here. That can just be resolved by reminding them that we're doing division and that 32 is the whole. We want to find how many, maybe just add a question mark to help them realize that we want to know how many is going to be in each folder, and have them reread the question. I believe that would help solve a lot of misconceptions as well. And so that is it. Thank you for watching.